Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Stately and this is Rock Hoppers. Hey, it's been a minute, but I've been very busy. So let's go ahead and have a little Let's Dev where I play some Rock Hoppers and tell you about what I've been working on. Let's see what's going on down here. One of the things I've been working on is getting the NPCs to make a little more sense. So I've redesigned their interface window and added some fresh hiring requirements, some loyalty missions you can do for them to get them to like you enough to be able to hire them. And here we have a couple. For some reason, they seem to have taken a lot of damage. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, this one's hungry. So hungry he'll eat a waffle bar. Do I have any waffle bars? I do have a waffle bar. Okay, I'm going to give this guy a waffle. And accept and complete. And now he's happy. And now he can be recruited because I have buttered him up enough with that terrible waffle bar that I can now hire him. Oh, look, and he's actually eating it too. Okay, let's see. I can hire him, but it costs 25 credits. I only have 12, so I'm going to go run a couple of missions to see if I can't make up the difference. I have a mission to find a pair of gloves, and I have a mission to retrieve some barcone. I imagine the barcone mission will actually pay, so let's go find about 5 barcone, and we will turn that in with the trader. It's late, you know, I should sleep while I'm here. Which one is my bed? This is my bed, okay. Good morning. Good morning. Hard Scrabble refugees with, for some reason, almost no health. What's that about? I'm going to have to give them some kind of long-term memory so that I can find out why they're suffering. It's kind of the problem with a systemic game like this. You don't always know what's going on when you're not looking. It's probably a bug, though. They're probably getting stuck somewhere in a corner. There's some barcone. Okay, let's pull up that mission page and ready to turn in. Okay. Let's see, is this the trading place? Yeah, that's the tech shack, alright. Put the gun away because they tend to frown on having guns pointed at them when you interact with them. They also don't like it when you keep your helmet on. They consider it very rude. Alright, trader, what do you got for me? 12 barcone. Here you go. Turn in 12 barcone, and now I have 22 credits. I need 25. This guy is so hungry he needs a waffle bar. I don't have a spare waffle bar, but I could probably acquire some. What do you got? Gloves. Really? You need gloves? Fine, we'll find you some gloves. I might have to, learn to make some of these things. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to head over to the AIM outpost, the Alliance of Independent Miners, because their sergeant probably has a mission for me. I have a hunch. So I've been working on the NPCs primarily, but another very important thing that I spent honestly about 2 weeks of my life on over the last week and a half is getting the load time down. Because it had reached the point where starting a single-player game could take 10 minutes, and, I'm old school. I used to get up early in the morning and type load on my Commodore 64 and start the tape recorder. And then I'd watch some Saturday morning cartoons, and then I'd have some cereal, and maybe, just maybe, when I was done with all of that, Temple of Apsai would have loaded. So I don't mind, but I do understand that 10 minutes is a long time to wait for a game to load. So I fixed it. It's down to 2 minutes right now. We actually have a little comparison for you to look at to visualize the difference between 10 minutes and 2 minutes. Check it out. See? That was pretty cool, right? The reason it was taking so long to load is that I was loading every object in the game. I call them placeables, but a placeable is basically every static object in the game, every floor tile, every girder, every door, before letting the player in the game. And on a medium-sized map like this, that's close to 100,000 placeables. The reasoning is, if you load them all in, you can deactivate them as needed without any overhead, so once they're loaded, your performance is going to be better across the board. But I didn't really factor in the fact that even having like 85,000 deactivated placeables is still computationally expensive. And like I said, the load times just got out of control. So I had to create a virtual placeable system where all of the relevant information on these placeables is loaded in, but the actual placeables aren't. They're only loaded when the player gets close enough. Don't stare into the sun. The lighting is, I don't know what to make of this. The light is probably in the wrong place, is probably what to make of this. Oh, God. They're also hungry. Okay, what else we got? Work. There we go. All right, what do you have in mind? Okay, Sergeant Nora needs me to clear out emergency shelter Theta 1926 to help take off the pressure. I will bet that if I do that, Sergeant Nora will give me money. Alright, let's go ahead and activate the mission because the glove mission is active right now. And we want the emergency shelter mission to be active. Excellent. So, obviously, creating an entire virtual object system carries with it, you know, a million new bugs. By virtue of the fact that everything interacts with the placeables. When you're looking for mission locations, you need to interact with the placeables at a mission location or at a potential mission location. When you're deciding whether or not energy needs to be consumed in a specific duct group, not having the duct group loaded means you have to treat it differently. So it touches on pretty much everything in the game, and that means I had a lot of testing and debugging to do. I think I've got everything sorted out. I would not be surprised if we run into one or two issues related to the virtual object system by the time all is said and done. But the difference between a 10-minute load time and a 2-minute load time, and that also carries over to the amount of time it takes to start up a server, it has been substantial. And although I haven't run any tests on it, it seems to me that the baseline performance is also better. Okay, oh, this is not my mission location. Good, because this is a habitat, and those are very full of lots and lots of sets. Not quite ready for that. I have to get some armor and maybe some extra health points before I'm ready to go there. Speaking of which, I'm pretty close to leveling up, so that's exciting. Alright, let's get this show on the road. I feel like I've already done this mission on stream. It is possible... No, we haven't done this one yet. But it is possible that we don't have quite as much variety in these locations as I'd like. Oh, they mad. They mad, bro. Oh, he's a runner. Hold on. Sorry, gotta thwack you with my thwacking stick. Ooh. Knockback. Twofer! Yay! Let me see if I can kill them both in one swipe. I cannot. Next one should do it. I didn't get them both in one swipe. And I hit level 4. Ding! There should be a more visual thing for your other players when you hit level 4. The only thing you notice is in the text menu there, it pops it up for other players, but I think there should be an on-screen notification. Hey, buddy! Want to get murdered? Want to get really killed? Like super dead? Even deader, because I guess you're like a zombie. The Zets are fairly immune to low-end firearms. They're much more sensitive to being thwacked in the head, which is fine because thwacking them in the head is fun. Okay, so the emergency shelter is cleared out, and I got the mission complete notification. Oh, a health pack. Delightful. What do we got in the trash? Bourbon. No. Grand Marnier. No. Just syrup. Syrup's good, too. And a waffle bar. Oh, good. This place is airtight, but it's in very bad condition. You can see how damaged the walls and things are. But this would be a decent place to have like a camp out, a starting base for a new player. Okay, we got a couple of carbon plates. Those will be handy for armor. Not bad. All in all, got some good stuff out of this location, and we are ready to turn this in. And that should give us enough money to hire ourselves an NPC. While we're here, we can have a look around. I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to come back here soon enough. Let's go ahead and turn this mission in and hire ourselves an NPC. And is this kind of the longest you would want a player to have to go through space? This is kind of the longest you want to have a player go through space without a vehicle of some kind. I'm still having some issues with the vehicles at the beginning of the game. Ideally, you'd want something to get around with, but I don't want to make making vehicle base too easy. So I'm leaning towards having some kind of a starter model. We already have the Junker Speedies, which are just low-end Scooty bikes, Scooty Puff Juniors, if you will. And some of the player starts have them at the player start, and this one doesn't. But maybe having some kind of vehicle that allows you to move around in like your local asteroid system would be nice. Definitely something I'm going to consider. Saving the game. Saving the game. Saving the game for you. Alright, we're back at the holdout. Let's see if Sarge... What was her name? Sarge Nova? Sarge Nora. There's a little mission highlight marker above the radar in the bottom right. It tells you what mission you're on. Don't mind me, I was just looking through your locker. It's kind of a stub. The dialogue system still needs a lot of fleshing out. And I need a lot more voices. I had like one male voice and one female voice, and neither of them are particularly well done. Just cheap 11-lap stuff. Okay, Nora, I have cleared out your emergency shelter, and I am completing the mission. I got 13 credits. Now I have 35. Nice. While we're here... Oh, you don't... I forgot to put my weapon away and take my helmet off. They think I'm very rude. Sproach Patrol. Oh, God. Okay, fine, but I already have a bunch of Sproach legs, so I'm just going to turn them in. And more money! Looking for work. What do we got? Can I find you a lost data pad? You bet I can. Fetch Sarge Nora's data collection. All right. All right, Sarge Nora. Let's see if we can find your data pad. Yeah, you heard something. It was me. They have no long-term memory, so like they hear something, they'll go explore it, even if they should know what's causing the noise. So that needs some fleshing out too. A lot of things need some fleshing out. But we're coming along pretty good. Oh, that's, yeah, it's 300 meters away. It's like 2 rocks over. Let's head back to the base. Let's hire our minion. And once we've done that, we'll see what the situation is with the further missions for the Sarge. Sarge has a decent mission tree. It starts off with fetching stuff and clearing out basic locations, but it does advance to doing some restore missions. And then Sarge will send you on to an AIL militia outpost eventually, where you get the Snackoid missions and some more content. Still working on fleshing a lot of the content out too. These missions are fun. They can be threaded together to make interesting storylines, even though the system is not hugely complicated. I said it before, but it's a lot like a choose-your-own-adventure with fights. But I don't have a whole lot of variety yet. So someday I'm going to have to sit down and start working on like the main storyline and the substantial side quests, the ones that actually advance the understanding of the world, because there is a world and there is lore, and I can't wait to get more of it into the game where people can experience it. I get to kill some sproaches. It's a good thing they're so stupid, because I'm terrible at my own game. Oh, oops. Lots of sproaches. But that means lots of sproach legs. I've been in here. I don't think I need to search any of the containers there, because this is definitely not my first time here. Okay, I am nearly home. Helmet's off. And I like how you're, not dead. But let's go ahead and hire you. And for 25 credits, Teammate Pal is now my official minion. And having minioned him, I get the command menu. So I can still talk to him. He'll still have jobs for me to do, although the jobs can change when you're in somebody's employ. You have different mission lines. And this is our new command menu. Now let's take a moment to look at the old command menu, because it sucked. So this is the interact panel right now, and I've already made it a little bit wider, so that's nice. But this is what I'm working on right here. This is the control panel for when they are recruited, and we currently have the option to look at their inventory. We can, and this is not a great flow either. You have to reopen the menu every time you do this. You can look at what they're wearing, and we can set that. They work for us, so we get to decide how they look. And we can also give them orders. We can tell them to follow us or wait. And then we have their stats, and their stats are very minimal right now and not notably implemented. We can tell them what shifts to work. We can tell them where to work by just standing close to the destination, sleep. So we're going to make those much, much nicer, and we're going to show you what that looks like now. Okay, welcome back. So this is this guy's command menu. We can tell him what to do here. He can go to his duty stations. I can tell him to wait here. I can tell him to follow me. Stand down means do whatever you normally do. So normally he would work at some work location or another. Let me see if I can tell him to get a job. There we go. And now he's working the day shift at the junk vendor. And if you check this out, these are the shifts. You've got the morning shift, the swing shift, and the night shift. And you can also tell him where to sleep. And here are his stats. Very low in health, obviously. He has oxygen, he's very hungry, and his happiness is 38 out of 100. And happiness is calculated in part based on environmental comfort, but also based on health and hunger. So if we were to feed him and give him maybe a health pack, he would be less miserable. So let's go ahead and give him, oh, this is the equipment menu, that's not the right menu. We need sorry, that was the clothing menu. This is the equipment inventory. Let's give you this waffle bar and this health pack. Look at that. He has healed himself. And maybe the eat animation is not the appropriate animation for the health pack. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Why are you so energetic suddenly? He ate a health pack and now he's pacing like he had too much caffeine. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. How are you doing now? See, his health is back, and I guess he also used the waffle bar. I didn't see him use the waffle bar, so I'm gonna have to look into them. It's possible the use the waffle bar and the use the health pack effect both triggered at the same time. So that's something I'll have to look at and make sure it doesn't happen. Anyway, you are at work. You're fine. You're pacing now. And we need to find you some gloves. How are we doing on oxygen, by the way? Our stored O2 is at 50%. This oxygen pump provides this entire room with oxygen, and it is powered over here. As of right now, everything will work. If it's not powered, it'll just work more slowly. That's more a playtest thing. Eventually, okay, these are boots, but you wanted gloves. Eventually, you'll have to have power for these things to work. But in this case, it just works because it works. And we can take ice or... We can take ice or oxygen tanks from our inventory and drag them onto this to refill the stored O2. It's just given that the thing can make O2 out of our ice. It's fine. I cannot afford that, but that's a knee pad. Okay, so let's take a look. We have some fresh skill points, and I kind of want to learn to make some clothes so I can help these guys get the gear they need. And in order to do that, let's go ahead and look at our skills. We have 2 skill points available because you get 2 skill points for every level up. And you can spend those skill points on a skill, or you can get 2 extra energy, or you can get 2 extra health. Right now, I know that I need a skill. I want the sewing skill here. And I don't have an immediate use for the other health points, so I'm going to take the extra XP, so I'm going to give myself two more health. Alright, now I can sew. I need to make a sewing machine. And for a sewing machine, I need 6 fibrofill. I need 1 mechanical assembly, and I need 1 motor. Let's see what we have tucked away. We have the mechanical assembly. We have no fibrofill. We have very little xenogibs, which I need to make fibrofill. So I think it's time to go outside and do a little hunter-gathering. I'm going to have to get bark cone, I'm going to have to get ore grass, and I'm going to have to get xenogibs. Oh, it takes a long time to kill these guys with a gun. Much easier to do it with a wrench. They're pretty easy to deal with in 1s or 2s. It gets hairy when you have more than just a couple of them because they can swamp you. And that's how it's meant to be, right? Individual zombies, not that scary. A billion zombies, pretty scary. Okay, so check it out. All of these loot containers could contain something I need. Oxygen. Oxygen is always nice. I have 8 tanks of oxygen now, so I'm in pretty good shape. More syrup. More mechanical assemblies and some repair goop. I don't think I have that motor that I need to make a sewing machine. So we'll have to look into that. But again, right now I am looking for ore grass for food. I'm just, easily distracted because I also need the xenogibs. More sproaches. These buildings, these little modular buildings that you enter from the top, and they have like 2 wings. They're fairly common in the game because I accidentally let the world spawn too many of them. Which is okay, but I'm starting to sour on the design. I feel like having this big central area without an airlock and then having these separated locations on either side that are not really connected, that both need their own separate airlock, it just doesn't feel realistic to me. And I'd like these characters, the NPCs, to be able to interact with each other and go places. They're kind of stuck where they are right now because they don't actually have vac suits. They're not spawned with vac suits, hence the loyalty missions. And without vac suits, they can't really go out there. All right, buddy. How you doing there? Let me get you some food. we're going to go ahead and turn in a waffle bar for this guy. And now he's happy. Hasn't eaten it yet, but he will. There he is. You're just going to hold it there? No, he's eating it. I love it when things work. Oh, look at that. I already made some waffle bars and I forgot about them. Okay, then. Let's go ahead and make another batch of waffle bars. Okay, so I have plenty of food now. And what I would like, I think... What's behind you? It's empty. I'm just kind of storing stuff wherever I can, but I'm going to have to make some... I'm going to have to make some containers soon. Let's see. Put that away. I'm just kind of putting everything away that I'm not likely to need immediately, just to keep some inventory slots cleared up. I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, the microwave sound is a little irritating. Let me know in the comments. Let's see. Okay, I need this to make that, and I need that to make the sewing machine, and I need the sewing machine to make gloves for this whiny NPC over here who's staring at the corner. But I think all of that can wait until next time. For today, I think that's going to do it. We're going to hopefully do a little bit of building on the next video. I'm glad you tuned in. Thank you for being here. Join us at playwith.rocks. You'll find a link to our Steam page and our Discord there. We're always looking for testers. We'd be happy to have you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Visit us once again, playwith.rocks.